I know.
Okay, everybody, I'd like to call the June 15, 2026 Urbana Township meeting to order. We'll please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. I just want to say thank you guys for coming again tonight. Another beautiful night to be in a meeting, but hey, it's great, and we're glad you're here. We are going to have a one item immediately that Sandy's kind of reminded me of. It's a tax budget hearing that's coming up. So the 2027 budget is due to the auditor July 15th, and we just need to go with a resolution tonight to get this thing moving for our township.
I put a copy on everybody's desk.
We can keep this too.
Yes, and I'll file a copy with the auditor of that.
Does this have to be a separate meeting or?
It is, that's what we're doing right now.
Okay, so
So
there's
I
no
put a
callback to
notice
it?
on the, I put a notice on the website, because we're allowed to do that now, that we were having that. So if there's anyone that wants to comment on it or see it, then you can do that now. If not, then somebody can move to accept it.
I move we accept the budget, financial worksheet budget.
And I looked out here, yeah, I'll second that.
Are there any comments or discussions that anybody else would like to add to it? Okay, no? I do not have any additional. Blair, maybe?
Yeah, Sandy, the only thing I did was, what was the drop from 26 to 27?
It's at the top, okay.
No, that's general.
No, I just,
It's assuming that we spend all of this money,
Okay.
is what I believe it is.
okay,
But we're not gonna spend all that money.
comes to there, and it came to there for,
I believe that's because of this coming off of it.
okay,
The 100, that's what we currently have budgeted for
I see what you're saying, okay,
2026. It's taking that,
I-
minus that, and you're getting that.
okay, excellent.
It's assuming we spend everything that we budgeted this year.
Okay, good, thank you. Any other Blair?
Give me just 1 second.
Yeah, I'm no hurry, we got time.
That's what it is. I have none, she's correct.
She explained that well,
Yes, she
okay,
did.
very good.
Thank you, Sandy.
All those in favor of passing the tax budget, 2027 tax budget, completing it and getting it ready for the audit for the July 15th meeting, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
And no one is opposed. Tax budget hearing and approving the 2027 budget has been approved.
Now you need to call to order
Yep.
the regular meeting.
We don't need to close that, okay.
All right, I'm gonna call the regular order, the meeting for this June 15th, 2026 meeting. I do have just roll call, just to let everyone know that everyone that's either here or on the internet. Fiscal Officer Sandy is here tonight, Trustee Stinson, Trustee Corner, and Zoning Officer Tullis are here tonight, and myself, I'm Matthew Harrigan. We do have a special guest tonight, or a guest that we'd like to have once a month is our fire chief, and we'll get him in there to let him speak up and whatever he has to
Thank you, Matt.
discuss with. Thank you, sir.
So I brought a draft proposal for the EMS fire district. One other thing, my picture should probably be up there too.
Well, we
I'm
can-
fire chief for your district.
We can put you up there.
Blair's good at this.
On the wall?
I wouldn't like that because I would catch Roger throwing darts. And that would probably just start me.
If we start here, you have to go everywhere else too.
You might have a fan club, you don't know.
That's right, you might be like, maybe,
Okay.
maybe.
So Chief, this is a service agreement?
That is the
What's the-
service agreement. It is that 30% what we
You want-
talked about from your previous amount.
Okay,
And this is a draft.
okay.
But I wanted to, we've been working hard to try to get it to you guys so we can have
Sure.
some good discussions on it. And answer any of your questions or any of the people in the township.
That's a little to look at, Larry.
And you do not have to respond now.
Okay.
I can come back. I just wanted to make sure I got this out to you.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
did.
we're going to need to look at this.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. Anything additional?
Yeah, I've got something, Sean and I both got a question. We're looking at trying to ban any other chance of any other mobile home parks being,
So that would start with zoning. Yeah.
again, we know that, but one of the things that you agree that there's probably a higher percentage of runs to mobile home parks now than there are.
Well,
Percentage
yeah,
wise.
so, let me say what, I'll say this, right?
Okay.
If you have a lot of not nice houses, that usually equates to a lot more runs.
Sure.
And so, if you don't have a nice trailer park, it could be a nice house, it could be not a nice trailer, then you'd probably go have more runs. So usually runs for younger people are tied to social economic. Yeah, that's both law enforcement, fire, and that's all kind of tied. But I don't wanna just, I started my first home in a trailer and I didn't call that money. So I don't think it's safe to say that easily that if you live in a trailer, that's bad.
We're not-
I know you're not saying that,
We're
I'm
not-
just, I'm talking, I'm
Absolutely not.
quantifying myself.
We are asking, Annette, as far as something that's gonna bring income versus
Well-
expenditure or using up, you know.
Here's how I would say it, Blair, and maybe you disagree with this, but here's what, you guys need to create a vision for Urbana Township. And in that vision you have, what type of houses you want here, what kind of industry you want here, what type of lives you want your people to live. That would include parks, that would include law enforcement, fire, schools, all of it. That's part of public service, you know, and I can see that. I mean, that's what you want to create a place where people want to live. I mean, that's what I would do if I was in your position.
And the county has that plan in place now, I mean, as far as.
But then you have obligations for Urbana Township too, right? And that's where zoning would come in, and the trailers, remember, are a little different. Trailers don't fall under the building department. Because they have wheels underneath them, they fall under the health department. So that's a different distinction there.
Yeah, but zoning, I listen to the complaints of the neighborhood and the trustees, and we do have a higher percentage of runs to the 3 mobile home parks we have. And it hasn't been for the last 6 or 8 months, but I'm getting calls from residents because they're fighting amongst each other. I'm like, that's not my place. I mean, it just isn't. So I guess what we're saying is we don't want more than what we have.
Right.
There's nothing we can do to make it a better situation
Yes,
as far
there
as
is.
letting.
You could, so you could create nuisance resolutions, right? So, and this would be tied to trash, would be tied to.
Oh, good luck on getting that.
Well, I get it, I'm just saying there is ways, right? I'm not saying anything's easy. If it was easy, you probably wouldn't have 3 trailer parks right now, you know?
Well, they can't sell them. They tried about a year ago.
Right, but what I'm saying is you could create a nuisance, a nuisance resolution that would have to encompass the whole county, you know, on that end of it, that would talk about those things.
So here's the reality. We have no legal authority to do anything. I can go out,
Correct, right now, that is
Discuss it.
absolutely correct. But you could create the nuisance resolution, which would have some teeth, but then you find, and this is what stinks, is you're covered by a county prosecutor. Not that, but they're not, it's not a township prosecutor.
Correct.
And so regardless of what they may say, I would say their interest isn't really deep into Urbana Township.
In the
It's
4
more
years,
of almost we're nuisance to it.
in the 4 years I've been doing this, I've had numerous cases where two residents are fighting amongst each other, and they want me to do something legal. I can't. I said,
100%.
what's going to happen is, I can write them up, I can fine them $100, they're not gonna pay it, and if they get enough in debt to us, and we take it to Jane, she's got better things to do than deal with a squabble between two neighbors.
Yeah, I disagree with that. I think if you guys have, I mean, you're right, that's what she would tell you. But I think that if you guys have something you feel is important, it should work for you guys in my mind.
Well,
And
it's,
I get it.
We
It's
have
not-
nuisance
it's-
already in our zoning.
Yeah.
and I don't mean to step on him either, Jane's taking it to the court, it's the court that won't do anything about it, it's not Jane. So I'm gonna step on him
No,
about it.
that's fine.
Yeah, but again, it's still the judge is gonna make the final decision.
Well,
about-
and that's where we could sit, and again, because I've ran into a lot, I mean, I deal with a lot of this stuff in our own city, you know, from people that use our service quite a bit. We run into that a lot of it. We got one person just in the last month and a half who used our service 22 times in the city, you know? Now that person also, also has been incarcerated. They also have had addiction problems, and they have no help. But I still can't get any of the courts to do anything. But what we're doing is trying to bring the parties together and have a discussion on what we can do to do stuff. Sometimes you are limited on that end of it, you know? But I don't think there's ever not opportunity. And that's one where often, sometimes you have to let the courts and Jane know this is a serious matter to you guys.
Well, and what Sean, I think, is talking about, I mean, we're trying to ban any future development and one of the reasons we wanna do that is to say it does exhaust resources.
Yeah.
So that's we need reasons to be able, you know, see,
Why would you
not,
need reasons?
well,
LUC suggested
Yeah.
that we have concrete reasons for wanting to get rid of something.
Well, that getting rid of it's different.
banning any new development, like
Correct.
nursing homes.
Well, I don't think so. Again, boy, you're right up our alley. We've been dealing with this with the full capacity crowds for the last 3 months at Urbana, right? Data centers, have you ever heard of that? That's what we've been dealing with. But what the issue is you just don't allow it. You don't ban it, you just don't allow it. In
The
your
problem
zoning.
is, in our zoning resolution, since it was developed, that was always a conditional use. We're trying to take off as a conditional use, so it's not an option.
I agree with you.
As far as new, we have what we have,
Yep.
it is what it is.
I 100% agree with you.
And I'm not judging anybody living that lifestyle, I'm not. But we don't want any more.
Well, it's like this, you know, if you end up having 10 McDonald's in Urbana Township, it doesn't make sense to have 11 McDonald's, right? And so
That's great,
you have plenty of mobile home trailer parks.
yes.
I don't see,
There's empty lots for
yeah,
all of
well,
them.
and I don't see where it's discriminating at all to say that you just don't want any more. You want a diverse residential population. I just think you have to stay away, in my opinion, stay away from the words ban and more towards what you do want in your community now, because you already have enough of these things.
I just wanna remove it, because then
Well,
they
I
have to
agree,
come
as a
to me.
conditional use.
Yes,
Yeah. I
and then
agree
they
with that.
have to come through the zoning department and the township
And
before
then
anything
also,
happens.
by God, make sure they got the best water out there, make sure they got
That's
the
the
best,
other thing.
right? That's what you end up doing, so
Those
that's,
systems were developed
I
when
mean,
they
we
were
got
built.
heck for Vancrest because we tried to make them compliant to the fire code, and they tried to throw us under the bus for making them compliant with the fire code. But you can't have your cake and eat it too. I mean, we have limited resources too, and all we was asking was a 360 way around that structure. And these are people already compromised. and it allowed us to get there quicker. It was not anything taken in any malice at all. It was just trying to do what was best for that community, and that sounds like what you guys are doing.
Yes.
And I'm not trying to put Bancroft on, I'm just saying that's,
No, you're not.
Not
that's,
at all. Don't take it that way.
yeah. But that's what, a lot of times people don't understand, what you guys gotta do, which I know you do. I mean, we got pretty smart people, and you know,
Thank
and
you.
we are, and what you have to do is do it in a way that is what's best for Urbana Township. I mean, literally, that's what I do every day with our fire division, right? I'm looking to see what's out best for us. And sometimes it just doesn't make people happy, sometimes.
Okay,
It's just- it's a-
well, again, we just wanted to see if you agree that they do tax your
Well, here's
resources.
what, I could give you data that would support that.
Yeah.
That's-
I
think
would appreciate that.
Yeah, we could do that, so just shoot me what you would want as far as.
Can you do
Yeah,
that?
100%, just
Okay.
give me a data of, a comparison of these streets to Urbana Township. So that's a good comparison, and then separate it, so like, let's say A versus an Urbana Township is B, and then C versus B, and then D versus B. Does that make sense? So each address of the trailer parks to the rest of Urbana Township.
Yes,
And I think I could come up and make you a nice little comparison of that.
that would be great. So
Yeah.
I don't want to throw stones where they're not, but if
No.
that's where,
Well, that's data, that's
Yeah.
data, but again, there's nothing wrong with what you guys are saying is, look, and here's, when you're talking about resources, you're talking about capacity. And when you're talking about capacity, when you start adding people that use a lot of resources and added capacity, it means everybody's gotta pay for more stuff.
Right.
And that's just not, in my mind, what you guys want.
No.
You want a diverse population, that people, you know, if this, Urbana Township's an outstanding township. Yeah, I don't want to have it in my mind, township and county. And you guys are a great township,
well, thank you.
you know.
But again, you know, we want to take care of who lives here and our residents, and that's our job. We just don't want to bring on,
I get what you're saying.
we just don't, especially when there's capacity there's lots open. We don't need another nursing home because we have, you know,
You
nursing
just
homes.
got rid of one, we
Yeah.
bought it, or we took it in.
Yeah, but are they selling it now? Is that, it's for sale, right?
Yeah, because they said it's because of what we did, and I disagree.
What's this for sale?
Being Chris.
I don't lose any sleep, like, and I told you this, is the fire code's written in blood, which means they just didn't pull out something and say,
Right.
let's do this to make Blair mad at us. It means someone's probably died or a huge fire. You know, just, if you just look at, this is gonna blow your mind. In the last year, how many?
Thanks, Richard.
How many nursing home fires do you think there was in the last year, in 2021? 3,000.
Nationwide, or-
Nationwide.
Okay.
Yeah, nationwide. You
That's
know,
right.
It is, and actually, there was two where there was multiple fatalities, one in Massachusetts, one in Pennsylvania. You know, so, and it's just not that, but it's right for a community that can't get out of a fire, and that fire can quickly overwhelm a lot of people. The same way as if you have a community that uses a lot more resources, they particularly can overwhelm those resources in a short amount of time.
Okay,
Do you have a business card? I'll email you and figure out what.
How'd I do on that? Was that how they changed your bad answer?
you did good.
I need that reinforcement with you guys. Roger never gives me anything, so.
Well, he's just Roger.
Yeah. I think he's grumpy because he didn't get no mushrooms.
Well, it could be that.
He practices his poker face every day, okay?
Thank you.
Anything else?
Hey, Chief, you did a good grade. You're at such a large scale compared to, you know, what we are going through, so it's kind of good to hear.
You guys are heading in the right direction. It is. It's I see what you're trying to do, and I think if I'm in Urbana Township, I'd be pretty proud that's what we'll trust you to do.
Yeah. Thanks, sir.
Hey,
Thank you.
Anything? Yep,
Thank you, sir.
I'm doing good, how about you?
Okay, what was the secret on that?
I don't know.
Our AC.
I know, well, I thought Wally Dog
Thanks,
should
Chief.
take care of it.
You wanted-
Thanks, Chief. Have a good
Yep,
night.
yep.
Thank you again.
Did you get that from last month? Maybe I gave
Thank
it
you.
up. Did you get that from last month?
Our air conditioning supervisor showed up, got it running for us. Claire and I pushed buttons, couldn't get it going.
Permanent should be.
Cool. Thank you, guys.
Okay.
Thanks.
It's all.
Very good. Sean, Claire, thanks for
Did we approve the minutes?
engaging.
No.
Well, I'm getting ready
Okay,
to.
I'm sorry.
I just wanted to get Chief
Okay,
going, so I
I got you. I'm
kind of
sorry.
jumped the gun a little bit. but- Okay. The next item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of the previous meetings, which you guys should have in front of you.
Yep, Mr. President, I move we go ahead and approve last month's minutes and that we accept the financial report that she presented.
And I second it.
And then any other comments? You guys are, nothing on top of that. I looked at it too, I didn't see any concerns. Nope. Okay. All those in favor of approving the minutes from last month, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. And no one is opposed? Okay, the minutes as prepared are approved.
Do you ever see Dan Rennie or Ruth? Cause there's an outstanding
Yeah.
check. If you could just tell them, it's like from last year.
Okay, I just saw Ruth today.
Oh, okay. Alright, thank you.
Okay, ask Ruth about check.
It was Dan.
Ask Ruth about Dan's check.
That's it. One of the recorders
And one can,
balking at me.
it's okay, take care of it.
No, not necessarily.
Okay.
I have that one running very well. We will move on to the next item on the agenda is the road and maintenance report. Richard, that you guys witness is our road and maintenance guy, 95% of the time. I do have just a little bit of an update of what he's been going through the month. We did some road mowing. Richard mowed the first cut off the road to match county's mowing just the first cut off the road, just to get away from the road and make it look a little more appealing and also improve sight and ability to see animals coming in through. He just finished last week, but it only took 1 week. Normally when we do a full mow, we go up around the poles and up next to the crop lines, that type of thing. So just going through the first cut saves us money because the gas and diesel fuel being so high, and it also matches what the county's doing too. So we also have weekly upkeep of the mowers and all the usual mowing locations: Baptist Cemetery, Knight Road, Grandview Cemetery, Blair, missing some. And he came some, and this, of course, this property here,
Edgewood,
Edgewood.
Sunset, and the Prairie Road. Prairie Road, Cemetery.
Thank you. Anybody else have anything additional to the road maintenance report? Okay, very good. We're gonna move on to zoning. And next item on the agenda is the zoning and cemetery report. We do have Mr. Trellis here to give us a great update, and plus even more so.
I didn't forget about it
Great.
today. Zoning has been very, very slow. I really haven't done anything for a couple months as far as zoning permits or lot splits. It's all been answering questions or telling them the right, either city or another township, who they should be talking to and not Urbana Township. So, the packet I have, I've been asking LUC to give me suggested verbiage for changes to our zoning resolution, concerning, well, I'll just read. These changes will remove nursing homes from conditional use in U1 zones and mobile home parks from conditional uses in R3s and U1 zones. Additional changes will make it more difficult for solar data centers and electric energy battery storage facilities from being built within Urbana Township. Will increase the methods we can use to notify the public for public hearings by not specifying a specific method. They have tied the notification method to whatever is appropriate by ORC 519.15 at the time a meeting is needed. Right now, the ORC periodically changes, and because we were tied to just advertising in the newspaper, we must do that, or else it wasn't legit, even if we advertise it other places. So, this just gives us more flexibility in how we go about doing it, which is important. BZA wanted it, that's their request. Where we're at is, if you agree with this packet, then tell me, I will take them to the zoning committee. They will meet, and if approved, they will send them back to you to do your official vote. And then you will have to have a meeting, I believe, and then that starts the process. Then we're on the timetable, and then it's usually a 60-day period, as long as we don't miss any of the dates in the process. So, as far as the cemetery, we buried Carol Boldman at on 422 in a vault beside his wife. 522, we installed 3 footers, for one each for Donna Gaynor, Richard and Charlene Bowser, and Dean Steffens. Tammy Puritan traded 2 graves in plot 28, graves 2 and 3, for 2 at 24, plot 24, 224, done, and graves 2 and 3.
So does she need a new deed? Did she give you her deed back?
She has not. I couldn't find a copy of it, so I saw her copy. So I don't know how we do it. If we have a copy of the deed somewhere, then we probably need to change it. I would assume we have to change it anyway, okay? Issue her a new one.
We need her original back. I can tell her. We need her original back.
You don't
And
know
I'll make
her?
a new one. I'll make her a new one.
Oh. I forgot. There is something.
Yeah, we have to have the original back.
Okay, that's good for me to know. And then I missed the footer for Stephen Bates. It's at plot 194, grave 1. We need to install it. The footer dimensions are going to be 38 by 16 by 32. It'll take approximately 0.41 cubic yards of concrete, which is 25 60-pound bags. I've talked to Grand Rental, the mixer that we used that failed miserably when we used it. They've got it running good, and a buddy of mine used it just a couple weeks ago. And he was able to do 5 bags of concrete at a time.
Yeah.
So we should be good to go. That's all I got.
Very good, John. Any questions on that thing? What's in our, I guess the LUC's requesting for changes or updates? All this stuff we just never had in there in the first place, right?
Well, the only, okay.
Or maybe just
So in a nutshell, there are a few new, well, 2 new definitions. So for battery energy storage systems
yeah.
and data centers, they made some changes to other definitions.
Okay, so these definition additions you didn't have before, or this very vague?
There's both.
Okay.
There's both.
I
Some
just-
are changes to clarify, some are new. And so where you see the red
Mm-hmm.
text with a line through it, That's what's getting changed.
Okay.
The suggested replacement is below that when you get back to things that aren't Xed out. So they've made some changes to definition of family. Before it said one or more related persons occupying a single dwelling unit and living as a single housekeeping unit. So they're removing related, doesn't have to be blood or marriage. It's if you're living with persons, okay?
Yep.
So that's what some of this stuff is. Most of it is having to do with the mobile home parks and data centers and solar.
And battery storage.
Yes, so some of it's new, some of it is changing what's in the book, because I guess.
Yeah, what drove you to do that? Or just because we haven't done it in a while?
No, this is something OUC is asking.
Okay, that's where I was going.
Yeah, so, and I apologized to Aaron when I talked to him this morning, when I saw 23 pages of things that he had to change. He's like, well, I appreciate that, but we've already done this for quite a few of the other townships. So it was more cut and paste for him. So everybody's moving this direction as far as data centers and
Yeah.
that kind
The
of
language was never there, not very detailed. Now,
Correct.
And now they're getting.
Well, and the whole situation has changed since '94 or whatever because
I get it.
there's more technology crap getting thrown at us.
Okay,
So
it needed it, I agree.
the one thing that BZA wanted was to eliminate the only using the newspaper as our advertising. So that came from them.
So does this need to be do we need to motion this in tonight to get you to call the committee, or can you do that without?
If you want me to go on with these, then say yes in the record, and then I will start contacting my committee members and tell them they need to get together to get the information, to discuss it, and then decide if they wanna do it. If they do, then it comes back to you, then it's official.
Yeah.
Then it goes to LUC,
Yeah.
and we're on the time clock.
Okay.
So,
I'm gonna go ahead and move that we initiate the zoning changes and authorize Sean to call the BZA together and start the process.
it's the zoning commission.
Oh, I'm sorry, zoning commission, excuse
Yep.
me.
Nope.
My apology. I move that we initiate Sean to call in the zoning commission to initiate these new changes that were recommended by LUC.
Yeah, I second that motion.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you for.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And no one's opposed, the motion is carried.
Sean, one just quick on that, this Sheila Grove called me again.
That was Bates.
Huh?
That's who we're talking about with Bates.
Bates?
Yeah.
It's her nephew.
Okay, so. you-
Steve, it's taken care of. I talked to her.
That's who
all
we're
weekend.
talking about,
Yeah.
Roger. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so I talked to her Friday and then Saturday and then Sunday. So,
we're gonna get that right this next week.
Who told me Grove?
Yeah, but remember she had her nephew buried right beside her. They had an open grave. Yeah, yeah.
I know
But
exactly who it
it's
is.
Sheila's. That's who.
I sold her and her husband their two graves and talked to her about burying Steve where he's at because there's other family members between him and Sheila and her husband. So I got it. It's taken care of.
But that's her nephew. So
Yep.
he does have it. Right. Thank you.
Yes.
Hey Sean, one other question, I know, all these additions, all the LUC counties, Logan, Union, Champaign are looking at this verbiage to change as well.
There are a number of them that have changed it.
Okay.
And I asked, what do you guys want to see? How do you want to see our zoning resolution change? And that's what they came up with.
Good,
So,
very good.
because I don't know exactly what they're always doing.
Yeah,
LUC's goal is to
get them all on the same page.
get all three counties to where, I mean, they have the same zoning So there's not spots where
Okay,
developers can come in and pick apart, so it makes you a little bit more bulletproof when all three counties are operating out the same
Agreed.
zoning schedule, so, but we have to do that township by township.
I see. Okay. Very good. Thank you, Sean, and the good information. No good information.
Good work,
Roger Blair,
Sean.
anything?
Good work.
Anything additional, Roger Blair? To,
No, not for this.
or Sean?
Nope.
Okay, that's great. Thanks again.
Yep.
A lot of good information in there.
Thank you.
We are going to, next item on the agenda is unfinished business. I have a couple items, I think, but I'll go all wait in line. You guys have anything first?
We just gotta do something about deciding what we're gonna do with the fire levy. I mean, if we're gonna go ahead and start this process. I wanna wait till Roger got here and you see what their proposal is. The other two townships involved is, they're standing firm. Our two townships had no other, didn't have any luck either. So
You
there's,
mean that didn't have any luck?
that's of getting the fee different.
Okay. I see.
So that's what we gotta decide to do. I mean, are we going to go ahead and attempt to put we're gonna have to put a 4 mil levy on the ballot in November.
Mhm.
We'll have to do that, 60 days prior to the election?
Yeah, and I mean, this is getting, do you agree with that, Sandy? And that needs to be done this meeting probably, correct?
I think so, because you have to have it turned in by August.
Yeah.
And we don't even have it ready, we have to get it prepared. Like, I don't have a levy prepared for you guys to sign off on, but we can, approve doing one, and then I could prepare it.
Cause we
put your
never
signatures
approved,
on.
cause we didn't approve last meeting the actual amount or anything else because you weren't here.
And I'll have to try to get some language from Jane, because Karen said the language has changed. I didn't say anything while the chief was here, I'm still concerned, like, if that levy does not pass, we cannot sign a 3-year agreement with them. We don't have that much money.
Correct.
And I also don't know if, when we had reached out to, not German, but was it Moorfield?
Moorfield.
Yeah, like, I wonder if they, like we never talked money, like, this is how much money we get, or will you take us for this much? It was all, are you interested in it, like, no. But I don't know if maybe we said this is how much money we can pay, if they would be interested, I don't know. And since, especially since our rents have come down.
Yeah.
Because I thought that the city had said that, our problems are gonna be like children's home, getting someone to come up.
And Edgewood.
Yeah, come up that far, but I thought the city said that they would they would parcel their coverage. Why have they made the annex that in? How can they make that island?
I don't know.
The-
South Edgewood especially, that's the one that really hurts us as far as
Yeah.
anyone wanting us to.
When I've questioned the city, I try to bring up anytime that comes up with them in the room with me that I want them to incorporate it. What they have told me repeatedly was they can't incorporate it unless the residents will vote for it.
Correct.
So the majority of the residents have to vote for it, and then they could incorporate it.
How would they been able to go all the way around it?
They even connected certain properties in there that have requested it. So they're not opposed to going in, but most of them want to live there the way they've been living for
Careful.
decades.
And your question was, how could they go around it?
How could they not have been when they went
They
around it?
They just did it, it should not have happened.
That's what I've heard, that you can't create an island, but they did.
When it suits them, they do.
That's probably the best answer.
I spoke to Tim Mosier down at Moorfield. They said they absolutely do not have the capacity to take us on, no matter what the price is. They are buried now with theirs. So German Township says, you know, we're gonna get into the same thing about, we're gonna have to explain to residents why it's 45 minutes, why, before someone responds, and they can't guarantee a response time. And I don't know, like I said, I don't know. I don't wanna be, I've ever take my local one on letting the voters decide whether they want the coverage or not. If they don't, then we don't supply it. I mean, we can't collect it, we can't collect any levy money or tax money, but we just say, if you guys, you know, that's it, I guess that's a choice we can make too, is if we don't pass. I mean, we'll have to give them fire, but you said now that you thought we didn't even have to give them fire. So as long as we don't collect
If
the
have a
levy.
fire chief named to investigate, but we do not have to provide fire service, and that's just, but you know, I'll ask Jane about it. I'm just telling you what I read and what someone else read that I think is very reliable source.
I saw that. We'll bring that up next. Which is NEMO. Jane says this, or just,
No, I haven't talked to Jane
Oh.
about it.
Well, I spoke to 3 separate residents here just in the last 2 weeks about this exact thing. And I said, how do you feel? What would you do? And they said they want the response time. I mean, they want someone that they can rely on, that'll be there within less than 10 minutes, not being half hour, 45 minutes.
I
Well, we can
understand.
just put the levy on and see them.
I
Yeah,
guess that's really what we gotta do it, you gotta do it. That's the answer,
yeah.
in my opinion, too.
So is that something we need a motion to go?
Yeah, so, we will need a,
Yeah.
motion to put a formal levy on for, would it be the November, is that when the
Yep.
election?
Yeah. And then,
For the November
For
general election.
fire and EMS purposes. And, it will,
Replace.
no, it won't replace, but if it passes, then we will allow our current levy to expire,
Okay, very good.
because they won't allow the replacement.
Right.
But if it does not pass, then we will still have our old levy, and I don't really know what good that's gonna do us, but,
Cause we're gonna be short 200,000. That's,
we can probably make it through next year if we had to pay the big rate and try again, but that would be about it. With what we get in next year and what we have, we would be able to probably pull next year, maybe pay a little out of the general fund, but that would be it. It would expire.
and then if we don't take levy money, or if we let it expire, and then if someone in the township calls the squad, then they'll be billed full rate.
But who will they go? That's just it.
They will at full rate.
And full rate being what?
I think it's $1,500 per run.
Aren't they billed now?
No. They bill their insurance, but the residents aren't billed. We pay for it. That's our levy.
Okay.
That's what we were upset about with the accidents and
Yeah,
things,
the
because
car wrecks.
there's the ones that aren't being billed either.
That's
But no, our residents aren't billed. I mean,
Can I speak up for a second?
Yeah, go ahead.
There is an overage, I think that's what Sandy's thinking of. He talked about that the last meeting. Remember what he talked about? They will do what they call a soft billing.
Correct.
And if there is an overage to what the coverage is, they'll do a soft bill 2 to 3 times, and then they just write it off and let it go.
Only for Urbana citizens, is
Yeah.
what he said.
Oh, that's for city?
Only for,
It's
that's
in
what I
the
thought
media.
it said.
It's ours too.
It's in the.
Oh, I thought it was in ours too, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, I think that's the whole town, because he's talking about the part of the city that's Urbana Township, all the, out there.
who they service, so
And-
that would be us
Correct,
too.
that'd be us too.
Okay, well then, he said that he sends non-Urbana people to collections. I remember that.
Correct.
conversation.
Correct.
yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean.
No, that's right.
No, exactly
Glad
right.
you did.
So we would turn into non-Urbana people, potentially.
So we need to do this now.
Yeah, we need to get
Let's
this
get the verbiage
correct.
to get
We need the
going.
resolution
Just
so that, even, I mean, even if I don't have the levy for you to sign, if I can
Okay.
get one
not
prepared, and, you know, you guys can approve now that we don't have a draft levy, but you can approve it, and then I can get your signatures at another time, but I don't think we would need your signatures before the next meeting, because, I don't think we have to have it turned, it's like August 2nd or something like that, that we have to have it turned into the Board of Elections. So, we're gonna have to ask Jane to look at the new way that we're supposed to do levies and draft us a new levy.
What was that all about?
And we'll also need to then decide on how you're gonna educate the
Yes,
residents. And I think that best thing to do is to go to the Board of Elections, because we really only need to hit the people that vote.
Mhm.
And get the list of voters, and ask for the labels for our voters in our township, just like if you're running for election, you're gonna send them a flyer. And I don't even care to handwrite them, because I think people are more likely to actually maybe open something if it's handwritten, that handwrite the label, not stick a label on it. Cause I don't think there's gonna be that many people. I don't know how many registered voters we actually have that aren't part of the city, that are just township people.
yeah, because the city does not vote on this.
Right,
It's just going to be, you guys don't get the,
yeah, we won't get a vote on it.
yeah.
Um,
I'm the only one of us that well, Sean, if you add him.
But we have to come up with a letter of a way of notifying them. We need to put something on our website, and we need to potentially knock on doors of those specific people. We don't have to go to everyone,
I
but
agree.
people that we know that are gonna go vote, those people need to get talked to. And Roger, you're good at that, going, you're
Cold
good at,
calling.
yes, Avon.
Plus, you might pick up a couple houses at the same time, dude, so it could be double duty.
I'll volunteer to stuff some envelopes.
Yeah, well, we'll take you up on that.
Yeah, I already spoke with Blair and told him, I don't care if you guys need me to pound doors, I'll do whatever. I'm just gonna wait till it's my turn to talk. That's something I wanna say tonight.
Well,
We've talked in detail about anything I can do to help, to promote and push this through. Please let me know what you need from me.
Thank you.
Yep.
I will too. But, you know, I'm happy to do
I-
it.
No one's happy about this, and the three other residents, and Buddy and I talked, and he's not one of the residents, because he kind of made himself clear, and
Do you live in the township or the city?
Who, me?
Yeah,
he's
The
township.
township.
okay.
So everyone is not happy about paying more, but no one is excited about Mechanicsburg, coming and
Nobody wants that.
yeah. There's a trustee in Union Township that he ended up, Catawba had to come pick him up. And could have died there. When the place that you're contracted to doesn't even make it to you, and you have to get someone to come, I don't know. So as a trustee, and this is just my feelings, I don't like to play with people's lives here to save
No.
a few dollars. I just don't. And I want everybody to have the best shot of their loved ones, getting the best treatment and the best people on the scene. I know, hey, you got the little fiddle out, I don't care.
I agree with him. It's the length of time it takes to get to a resident or for me.
Yeah, you've had to squat at your house.
Yeah.
Buddy, you had to squat at your house, didn't you?
100%.
I just think when you look at it, resident per resident, I just don't think it's that much money. It's a
I
lot of
don't either.
money, but when you really hone down on how much it is per resident, it's not that much money for that kind of service that they do provide. That's just my opinion though.
Per
Okay.
household or per resident?
It's per resident.
Not per household.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know when they came to my house and I didn't know what was wrong with me, and I felt like my body was shutting down, it seemed like it was 2 hours before those yahoos got to me. And I'm sure it was no more than 8 or 10 minutes, but it didn't feel that way. Especially in my living room by myself. So,
We got the, okay.
We haven't had anyone second this request.
Oh.
Blair moved for it and no one has seconded the
I
request.
second it.
Okay. It's been moved and seconded to propose, put on the ballot a 4 mil levy for fire and EMS purposes. And if it passes, the current levy will expire. But all in favor of adding the 4 mil levy to the ballot for this November? All in favor say aye.
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 Aye. No one's opposed? The motion is carried. So from this point, Sandy will work on paperwork in the back and talk to Jane to get more definitive resolution paper, and we'll sign it in the near future. Just so we can have that. But thank you, Sandy, on that side of it. And that is official, and we will be doing it from that point, and being carried on.
And Matt, if you don't mind, I think,
Yeah,
you know,
please.
to add just what Sandy said is that, you know, some of the first suggestions, you know, Buddy Ballard had some of the same suggestions also about, you know, let's, you know, kind of micro focus on the people that we know are gonna be going to the ballot or have the highest percentage.
Yeah.
I'd even suggest that, you know, if we even have a town hall here or have a town hall at the community center, I'm even saying that we do that too.
I agree.
I don't want anyone to say that they didn't know about it or didn't hear about it. So if we mail things out, if we go door to door, if we have a town hall, then we can at least say that we tried to get everybody, you know, educated.
can we get a list of active voters?
Yeah, absolutely,
So
Sean.
what percentage they've gone?
Sean, that's, yeah.
Well, they'll give us a list of everybody's registered to vote. And then within that, you can also see who out of those people actually vote. But the registered ones are who you should focus on, but, and there's probably gonna be a high turnout because it's a governor year.
Right.
Not as high as a presidential year, but you can look back and see, the most people vote during the presidential election. So we can look back and see who in our township voted in that presidential election, and those are the people that we need to focus on, I think.
Right.
Okay,
How do we go about getting that list?
we just asked for the Board of Elections.
Meredith.
They'll even, like, if you want the labels, they'll print the labels for you.
Really?
But they'll give you the list of the people, and, they'll give you labels if you want them. But, well, I wanna see how many people there are, how many envelopes I need to handwrite, or I say I'll handwrite them. I just don't want it to be like, I know how I am when I get my mail, I get so much junk mail, that if I see something with a sticker on it, I'm probably gonna be like, you know, maybe not open it, whereas if I see something, even if I can print them in a way that it looks like handwriting, that would be better.
When would have been the last governors, 21? Yes, Sean, you voted in that.
Well, I'm sure I did. I have.
Well, I know you did, it's right there, that's why I said,
That's cool.
that's what they can do.
Okay.
Right, there's a list that says, hey, you're a good voter.
Huh.
So, yeah. The internet tells everything, so.
That's
you
what's
know.
frightening. That's why we need the data center.
Yeah, that's what we need to do.
Let's talk about who may go do that or go ask for that list of us. three here. Anybody wanna?
No.
Roger? Okay.
That's good.
In all of Champaign County, the total ballots cast was 6,202.
Was that for the last,
Champaign County for May.
That's a primary though, they're gonna have more.
yeah, that's a prime, can you look for the last,
November, yeah.
see what the last general was, which was like last November.
And, yeah, there's commissioners on, and then, I think it'll be more people turn out, but I don't know.
Is that right?
November.
It's the same. 6,442 for November.
That can't be right, not
Oh.
the presidential,
Yeah, that's hard to
For
believe.
2020, oh, no, that was 2024, wasn't it?
Presidential was 2024.
Yeah.
She's looking
Yeah,
at
I was
2025.
looking at 25. The presidential was 20,716.
Yeah.
Sounds right.
And that's a whole county, right?
The whole county.
Well, we know in the township, we just got that, it's 3,100 people in our township, so, and I think our turnout was like 13%, so you can just do some simple math and figure out.
Are we allowed to put it on Instagram, Facebook, that type of thing?
I think so, but we should ask Jane,
Yeah.
what kind
It's
of things
because
that
we
we
can't-
can do.
We can't tell them what to do, we just have to let them know that it's available, that it's
Oh, yeah.
something coming up, right? I don't think we can sway their thought,
I think we can, that we can say, look, this is,
this is coming.
we're gonna have a shortfall, which means we won't be able to provide service if the levy hadn't passed. I don't know,
I'll make
Sandy knows more
sure.
about
I'll
this.
dig on that side of
I
it.
don't like getting stuff like on Facebook, because then you get people
Mhm.
wanting to
That
fight.
was
Then yeah, I don't have anything Facebook.
And you get people wanting to be nasty, negative.
Mhm.
I think it'd be better just on our website.
Okay, that's fine.
And then
I
just
just
mail
wanted to get
letters
That's
to,
for
clarity.
And I don't,
That's correct.
the people that get nasty would be probably the people who weren't even voted anyway, so.
That's good. That's fine with me.
or people that don't even live in our township.
Yeah, and that's true too,
It
Sandy.
is.
Okay,
Urbana.
So, are you ready for other unfinished business? Or
yes,
are you-
please,
are you still-
I wanna make sure though, Roger,
Should
do you
have
have
it
anything?
up already.
That,
It was
Additional.
just very top.
I do have some others too, but let's get with Sandy.
I received a journal entry from the High Park Fighting Board about that solar, and I did find it interesting that, so, the Hill Climber filed a notice of withdrawal of its application, requesting the proceeding be dismissed without prejudice, meaning they can bring it again. And then the order of the court was not a dismissal. All the court ordered was the hearing was canceled. They did not order that it was dismissed with or without prejudice. And I just thought that was very interesting. So I was gonna put that with our minutes, so that
That
if
came
it
in the
ever
mail.
comes up again.
That came in the mail, you said?
It came in the mail, yeah, and it was from May 22nd. But, and I don't know if anybody has spoke to Jane about this, but I thought I was looking for the dismissal. There is no dismissal in this order.
Jamie's looking at it for sure.
well, she's got that.
But, I mean, even if they dismiss it without prejudice, that means they can bring it again.
Right.
But
Does Gina have that?
I'm sure she does.
Oh, she does.
But, I don't know, I just thought it was very interesting that it says there, what the court orders is what means, but, they're also not real judges over there, just administrative law.
Well, they did,
So,
I do have a meeting on that coming
yeah,
up.
so that's what Matt said.
Ohio Power Siting Board has a meeting June 24th.
well, I can give you a copy of this, so
I
that,
just have to attend along with Julie,
I think that's when they're gonna do the official,
oh, you think that they'll have
Yeah.
their dismissal then?
because they're asking for both ad hocs.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, well, hopefully then that comes with the dismissal.
that's
It
right.
would be nice if they would dismiss it with prejudice,
It didn't,
meaning you're
yeah.
done.
We will vote on the minutes from the last meeting and the projects listed on the agenda. You only vote whether to accept a Hill Climber Solar withdrawal and will not be expected to
Okay,
speak.
then there should be something else coming, good.
That's
I'm
all I
glad you
have.
saw that though.
That's great, Sandy, thank you.
I think my other things are new business, that's it.
Okay. Blair, I know, you and I talked about this, or applying mulch, we'll go see Rosemary Pratt's tree issue one time. I wanna just put that out there, that I know we will go follow up on that.
We can do that
Yeah.
tomorrow if you'd like
Yeah,
to
we
do
do.
that.
We can do it this week. I might be busy tomorrow.
Okay,
unfortunately.
okay, gotcha.
But
Sorry.
tomorrow afternoon I'll be available, yeah.
That's fine if you wanna run over there and look at that tomorrow.
I do have another thing, I think Sandy got a letter, she can pass it out to semi-public sewage operations from the Champaign County Health District. That they just wanna know a renewal application is, an inspection program for the period between July 1 to June 30th of 2027. So basically, we just have to fill out the document saying, semi-public disposal system application, and let them know that we are available for inspection between certain dates.
This is for this location or all of them in the township?
I didn't know if we even had anything like that. And
Well, I don't know if our septic system would be considered semi-public
I have no idea.
Yes,
because it's serving the community at least part of the time. And I'm sure they base the size of it as well as the well size based on max capacity. And
Yeah. I think it is the property right here. It just says because your property is subject to Ohio EPA jurisdiction and inspection requirements.
Okay. That sounds like that would be just this.
And we just have to respond and just, let them know, I'll let you look at that. I think we've had these in the past. I haven't been here for that, but maybe Blair has.
I've never seen one of those. But that doesn't mean anything. I mean, the health department's always changing and updating, so that might be something. They said you've been to the county meetings, they've said they eventually want to get around and inspect every single septic system
Everyone.
Yep.
In the township,
in the township and apply a poop tax, so.
they don't have the manpower. to
They
do that.
can't do it, even if they did, they wouldn't do it.
Well, I'm just saying that, so they're constantly trying to, enlarge the scope of their inspections. So all it is fill it out and send it $35.
Yep, I can work on that.
Yeah, that's not
When do you need that by?
Well,
June 30th,
a, June
wasn't it?
30th without getting a penalty,
Okay, so you need a check for, is that what it is?
$35. Because they originally said that was gonna be a $50 fee, so,
Why do you think it's 35?
I think
because it's written, it's highlighted down there.
That's a school church.
Well, why, they highlighted it, not us.
We all had to vote on the school district,
Okay,
regardless if you were Democrat or Republican.
so you need a check for $35.
You wanna take that to the health department?
Yeah,
Well,
I
they
can-
gave
you
me
can go.
north and south. So we have 900.
I see it. Once I get that, I'll work on that out of the way.
954 in the north,
I don't have any other
but I don't know if south is.
unfinished business anymore to talk about. We will move on to new business. Anybody have anything new, other than obviously we discussed earlier? Anything new on top of the new that we've had?
I do, you guys don't. Go ahead, do you have something?
I'm just gonna quickly say, the trustees went out and Sean, and I also want to mention, my wife, Marilyn Stinson, actually went out and we all went out and put 18 cubic yards of mulch around the headstones at the cemetery.
It was fun.
It looks nice.
And I'd also like to say we did that, the trustees paid for that. That was not something that the township paid for or the cemetery paid for. The trustees paid for that, and we still would like people to, if they can, to refresh the mulch out around the headstones. But that's their responsibility, not the township's responsibility. We do it to try to make the cemetery look a little nicer. Some people, of course, don't have any family or, to do that, so the trustees went ahead and we did it ourselves, so. With Sean's help and with Marilyn's help. That's it.
Yeah, and I can second that too. It's really, Marilyn, just such a good worker and
Well, you guys were all,
full blown, just working hard for, as you did, Blair. And this is, just for everybody's knowledge, Blair got this going about 2 years ago when he went around each gravestone and got it ready for mulch, and then he did it on his own a year or so ago.
All by yourself.
All by himself.
but that's what's important
But you
about
got it started. Blair.
Well, I appreciate
And
that.
the reason why, maybe Blair can embellish more, is that we don't have to go around and weed and trim around each and every headstone. And it looks so much nicer. So Blair initiated that, and to this day, it's nice as it is just because of what he got started, so.
It's hard to ask people when they lose somebody, if they wanna put trinkets or something out around the headstone. I mean,
Yeah.
it's hard to tell them they can't do that. But it's also impossible to weed eat and take care of stuff, so there's no alternative but to mulch or
Yeah.
spray, so.
Yeah,
Like I said, and you can't afford to hire people to weed eat anymore. And we're all getting old enough that we don't wanna do all that, but that's, it more than pays for itself. And it looks, hopefully it looks really nice,
Yeah.
so we invite people to comment if they're
Lots
not,
and lots of.
if they're not happy, but everybody's commented so far that
yeah, that's great.
they've been,
That's awesome.
thank you, man,
Yes.
that was nice
Just
of you
one
to say
quick
that.
question for you. This rosemary patch, is that a tree or she was mulched or what?
Tree,
But I still got a half load of mulch.
oh, no, it's a tree issue. She
Yeah.
wants to know,
Right away. It's a right away question that she has, which it probably is, in our side of it. She wants to know, because the tree's starting to fail, and, she wants to see if it's something we can take care of.
she wants to know whether it's our responsibility or her responsibility. So we gotta go out and look at that.
At her house.
What
Yeah, it's actually, it's along Pullins
Pullins, yeah.
Drive.
Okay.
That it's in her yard, yes, but it's
Yeah.
along
Yeah.
and there was several trees that we lost out there on that big windstorm in March. So we're gonna see how bad it is. So she asked us to come out. So
Very good. Awesome. Okay. I will keep moving
thank you
on.
there for all.
Anything else additional to new business, Roger, anybody?
No, I'm good.
Okay, I just wanna make sure.
I do.
Sandy?
So Richard notified me that he retired effective June 12th, so Friday. And he indicated that he wishes to be rehired. So if you guys are, I spoke to PERS today because he's actually already retired once, so, and so the rules are different. Normally, if you retire from PERS, you have to wait 3 months, but because he's actually already retired, he's just wanting to cash out. He can be rehired effective July 1st. So he really isn't gonna miss a paycheck, but if you're going to continue, he's basically gonna be off 2 weeks. You're gonna have to, if you want to bring him back effective July 1st, you're gonna have to move to rehire Richard. It's gonna be at his continued rate that he's currently at. You're gonna have to he does not want paid out for his vacation, so if you are going to rehire him, you need to continue his vacation for 2025. He gets 2 weeks a year. You're gonna have to put that on again, that he will earn 2 weeks paid vacation per year. If he does not use his vacation, he can be paid out for it at the last pay of the year. I turned in his paperwork today, and when he stopped in out here tonight, I told him that if he is rehired, he cannot come back till July 1st. So that's something you guys need to discuss.
Now's our chance.
Hmm?
Now's our chance. Yeah. He's a good man.
We love Richard.
Roger, or,
We just like yanking his
Yeah.
chain. So,
he, for how old is he again?
I
70,
think 76.
76.
He'll be 77.
I just
Yeah,
hope I have
He's a
that.
really hard worker.
If I have that, I hope I have that energy.
No, he'll be
back.
78. He'll be 78.
I want that energy
I
at
thought
that
it was
age.
76.
Yeah, he'll be 78.
Yeah,
You know,
should have
if you look at him closely, his face, his complexion's changed since he stopped smoking.
Yeah.
He looks a bit younger, and I think it's from not smoking.
For the-
sure.
For the record, he has been a non-smoker now for, gosh, it's gonna be 9 months now.
Good for him.
That's
Yeah.
I
awesome.
didn't realize
And
that.
not one cigarette. I mean, he's amazing. It's been amazing. That was an issue
That's
before.
tough.
You know.
It is.
Yeah, he smoked since he was 16, or maybe he's younger, 14. He'll tell you.
I think he said he came out with a cigarette is what he told me.
Okay. Yeah, I hope that we have that energy level at that age. He's good. Okay.
So we need to follow the rules you just talked about, we can rehire him
As of January 1st, but because we don't have a meeting, you have to effective January 1st. You have to approve it tonight for him to be able to come back July
July
1st, yes.
Okay.
Richard,
Can I have a motion?
wait, what do you wanna do?
Are there anything in motion?
You wanna do it or?
Yeah, so, yeah, I move we, hire him back to July 1st.
Okay, and then you'll reinstate his 2 weeks vacation, that can be paid out at the end of the year if he doesn't use it. And are you going to continue his current rate of pay? And also, in the past, we had a standing order that he got a 2% raise at the first meeting of every year. So we would need that to be included in there too. Or you can review it in January, that, his pay. So that's up to you. So do you want to move to continue his 2 weeks vacation and rehire him in July 1st?
Yes.
Okay,
I'm second that.
Okay.
And all the other things that you,
are you wanting to keep his 2% pay increase, or do you want to review his pay in January and decide then?
I guess,
no one's working for cheaper than what they used to, okay, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
I would
keep
think
it.
so. Yeah.
keep that as a 2%, yeah.
Keep the 2% pay increase automatic in January.
Yes.
2 weeks vacation next
Yes,
per year. You paid out if not using it, which he normally does use.
no, he doesn't.
Not all of
Pay it
that.
out.
He keeps minimal. He uses minimal, I mean,
By the way, in September, he'll be 78. September 11th.
okay. See anything additional before we go?
No.
Okay, it's been, have we had a second?
I seconded it.
Okay, you did, sorry. Okay, it's moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
And there is nobody that says no. The motion is passed to bring back Richard as of July 1st.
And then the last thing I have is the record retention schedule. I don't mean to like beat against this, but I really would like to get rid of some of our old records. But I really feel like a lot of our record retention schedule needs to be updated, and so I don't know if I brought it, I started working on that, updating it, what I think, and here it is. There, it's in the book, it's not the one I was writing on. So, I don't know if you guys wanna copy this and you look at it too, but a lot of this stuff says it's in paper format, and it's not in paper format anymore. It's electronic format, but I think we need to update our record retention schedule, and I also think then we can get rid of some records that we have, that are old. So I'll work on that, and then I'll get a draft together, and you guys can look at it and see what you think, if that's okay with
That's great.
everyone.
Good to do that.
When you say, oh, because of the timing factor, or that what you mean?
No, I'm
She
saying
met
that.
you.
I'm saying that, like, annual budget resolutions, they're incorporated in the minutes, it says retained for 5 years. Annual financial reports, retained for 5 years. We have all of them back there, and as long as we have them, we have to produce them. So they need to go. They need to be disposed of, they've been audited, we don't need to keep these old records. When the audit is passed, and if they're requested in a public record request, we have to produce them because we have them. So we need to follow our schedule and get rid of them. And we need our schedule to be updated because of most of the stuff that we have is on the computer, and yet this says paper. This is set up for, this needs updated. It just needs updated. It was signed, looks like 10 years ago by Lou, so it needs updated. And I'm willing to update it and take a bunch of things off and update how long we keep things. If the revised code doesn't require us to keep things permanently, there's no reason why we need to keep things permanently.
I agree, absolutely.
Alright.
If you throw it in the middle of the floor, I'll pick it up and take it to the dumpster, I'm serious.
Yeah, so that's all I have.
Yeah, you gotta
You guys
let
are
us,
okay
you
with
gotta
that?
let us help you too, Sandy.
Yeah.
If you don't, you're doing it, right? Like always, so let us help you.
Yeah, well, I don't know if you saw in there, I got our records back from our audit, and I was going through them, picking out things this weekend, thinking, why are we keeping these? Like, some of those things that are in there are permanent, like, why? Why do we need payroll records permanently? That makes no sense. So, anyway, I just wanna update it.
And you mentioned, I know, and
Okay.
when we do keep record retention on some things, the software that we use, it was put on CDs maybe, with little micro discs or whatever. Now, some of those, we don't have a CD player to play them.
Yeah.
Or what do we keep them on now? Maybe a memory stick or whatever, I mean.
Right,
Hopefully
and that's
the
how
future-
you're supposed to say how you're keeping them.
Okay.
Cause in here, we got stuff on cassette tapes. Anybody
Okay.
know where any cassette tapes are? That's what it says in here, that some of the stuff is kept on cassette tapes. I've never seen any cassette tapes, but anyway, I wanna update it, and I wanna stop keeping everything
Okay, I agree,
that we don't need to keep.
like that.
And the other thing, if you don't mind me interrupting.
Yeah.
We got another computer in here and a printer in Sean's office that, how do we get rid of that?
We can dispose of things, we just take it off of our inventory,
Okay,
and, we can dispose of them.
because Sean doesn't use it, doesn't want it, and
Jim used it some way, shape, or form, how he was doing, the cemetery records. And he had notes that he made how to get in and use it. It does not communicate with anything in this office. It's too old to do that, so.
It probably
needs to
doesn't
go.
even have an asset tag, it can go.
Okay. It should go. The only thing
As
I was
long as
just.
you wipe the hard drive clean, if there's a hard drive in it, take it out,
Okay.
hit it with a hammer.
yeah.
Well, I'll call Hillary and ask her how.
And then if it's on our, is it on our asset list?
I don't know, for sure, it might be.
Okay,
I'll-
if it is, then it needs to just be
I don't-
disposed.
Okay,
Thank you, that's all I
I'll
have.
try to find that, okay, thank you. Oh, a good discussion there. Okay, we're gonna, next item, can I go on to, next item on agenda is approval for bill payments and allowing fiscal officer Sandy to distribute mail checks. Is there a motion for approval?
So
So
moved.
moved.
Oh,
Okay.
he got it.
Yeah.
Well, that was a quick first and second. Are there any discussions on any of this?
I don't wonder if the papers,
Okay, hearing no discussions. Is it moved and seconded? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? No. Item for bill payments allowing fiscal officer to distribute mail checks is approved. Announcements. Next item is announcements. Are there any announcements you guys have that you are aware of, that you, Sandy? I do know that July 20th will be our next, trustee meeting. So, third week of the month, third Monday of the month.
Did we decide what we were gonna do in August? Are we gonna hold regular meeting or?
Oh, that's right, we do, well, we can,
Are we gonna switch it, so I know Cindy's gotta be going
Yeah.
back.
I don't know if I'm going or not, so we can decide next time.
Are you
Sure.
sure? You don't
Yeah,
need
I
to
don't know if
know
I'm
before
going,
now?
I haven't decided for
Alright.
sure.
I mean, even at that date, we could still modify.
Okay.
So, July 20th.
Indecision is a thief of opportunity thing.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm going on vacation in July, and I'm like, do I really need to go on another vacation in August?
Yes.
Mickey Mouse says yes.
Okay,
Okay, very good. Next item is public comment. We do have two individuals here. They do know the rules. As long as you're signing in, you can speak up or speak. We have 5 minutes, obviously, and we'll listen, and then we'll let you know if there's any more than 1 minute remaining. And thank you guys again just for coming. And start.
Nicole was.
Yeah, Nicole was.
Nicole Doyle, 2757 State Route 54. I think my questions are like, how does it work questions, less so than, so I don't know if I should just ask you after the meeting.
and I mean, you can also email them, if that's easier.
And you also email too, so.
Okay. And then as you were talking about different ways to announce things, and I have no clue what the cost would be, could we put like a little board? You know, like churches have, where you can put a message on the board in front of the building, would that count as?
So about like an LED sign out front.
Yeah, would that count as a public announcement?
No,
I don't know, yeah.
because you have to post what the changes are going to be. Like, the changes we make to this and we're gonna make again, you had to announce it when the dates, times, and all that kind of stuff, in general, what it's about in the newspaper, okay? That's,
Right,
we could put it on the web, and we've been doing that.
and direct people to the website. With that's all I'm saying, like something to say, hey, look over here.
I don't know how to get, I don't know the cost-effective way for us to contact each resident in the township to let them know personally, okay? Since nobody gets, it was what was in the ORC, and when the resolution was originally passed, it said it has to be in a local newspaper. You have no other option, okay? There aren't very many people receiving their mandate or buying it now. So it's not what it used to be. It's not as effective as it was. The only thing I know to do is to post it at the post office, which we have been doing each time. We've posted it in the windows sometimes, and we posted it on our website, and we've been putting it in the newspaper.
Don't you usually take the stuff to the library and
The
that's where
library
they
too.
go?
Yeah.
They have to go to the library to look at it. The actual documents are there, and you put it in the paper and you say, this is where you can go that's open and look at it.
Yeah.
And then people can go there and look at whatever the changes are at the library. But you have to drive them there, and the revised code says, like, you can't just put up a sign. The revised code says you gotta post this in the newspaper, or
Like all
how
the
you have to
details.
post it.
Right.
The newspaper can be the meeting, but you need to tell them where they can get the detailed information, which we've been using the library. And depending upon, like, I'm not gonna post this packet, 23 pages to the windows out here. That's not gonna happen.
Right.
There'll be a packet at the, library and
On the website.
on the website, yeah. So, how to let everybody know that that's coming up, I don't know an efficient way to do that unless they're by choice checking.
Right. Well, and even then, we can only write so many words.
Yeah.
On 4 lines.
So I don't know.
Yeah. So when I looked at how many registered voters there are for Urbana North, which is the ballot that I received, there are 954 registered voters, if that helps you. I don't know if Urbana South is township or.
Yeah, Urbana, you should be Urbana South, Nicole.
Am I south?
You should be south, absolutely.
I feel like they handed me when I.
I know what
went to
she's
get my
saying,
ballot.
because when you go in and you get your ballot, it's so fast.
Yeah.
So I told her, you don't pay attention, but I said, we're south of town, anything Urbana north would be Champaign County, would be Salem, right?
Yeah.
Or it should be.
I
North
said,
of
Or it
Dillinger
could
Road.
be Children's Home.
right, exactly,
Yeah.
but that end, north end of town versus us. at south.
They, trust me, they know at the Board of Elections and they can
Okay.
give it to you very easily.
But
They
you
know
said
how many
954?
954
Township?
registered voters. I don't know if that's township because that's just Urbana
Okay.
North. And if I'm wrong and I'm Urbana
That's-
South, right, then,
But you were showing like 1102 for Urbana South.
right, 1102 for Urbana South.
Okay, thank you.
So it gives you a thumb on the pulse of, hey, back in November, when it was,
No, this is the total. This is everyone who is registered to vote
oh, okay.
in these, in 0027 and 0028, Urbana North and Urbana South.
Okay. Very
I
good.
guess I could look
Thank
at my voter registration.
It should be there. I'm in south, but you should be in south, Nicole, on that. We're basically neighbors.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was all.
Thank you, Nicole. We have another one, Mr. Buddy Ballard.
Buddy Ballard, 2005 Oakview Drive. I've got a few things, actually. I'm gonna pull my phone out, not because I'm looking at my phone, because I made notes on my phone. So you were talking about, to the chief, the stuff you want broke down. Just for what you're talking about for the fire levy, you may be able to kill two birds with one stone. I would say, you're basically gonna have him give you the data as far as what the misuse is by saying, hey, how many runs are we doing? How many squad runs? How many fire runs?
Yeah.
EMS and
I
fire.
can ask you for both, yes.
I would ask for the mobile home parks versus us in the township versus how many are in the city. Because then you can use that same data for what Sandy's talking about to show this is how many runs we have outside of that truly in this township. So you might want to, I'm just saying, when you ask me about it, I'd probably get total, then total for city, total for township, and then break down just what the mobile home park is, so you can truly, it'll show what you're wanting to show, Sean, as well as it's data you can use when we go to put something together for the actual levy purpose.
Oh, okay,
Does that make sense?
yes.
And then, has the question been asked of the chief, what does happen if this doesn't pass? If we haven't, I think it's an important question for the citizens to ask that question. Are you gonna refuse service, or are you still gonna come? Because that again can be a tool that can go on the levy that Sandy's saying, that says, look, if you don't pass this levy, you may incur the additional cost of whatever the remainder of it is, so guess what? You need to be aware that that's a possibility coming down the road.
The individual resident would be paying the upcharge that we're not currently getting.
If that's the
That's what you're
case,
saying.
yeah, if that's the case. I mean, I think that's a question the chief has to answer, okay? Are you gonna refuse service? And if you are gonna refuse service, what are you gonna do about the remainder of the bill? Because if not, if the 4 mil levy doesn't pass, what's the current one, Sandy, 185?
You're right.
So if the current one's 185 and it continues, you're gonna say, look, at this point, the 185 will continue, but guess what? The city, the fire department, fire department is putting this pressure on us to, I know you're not gonna use that verbiage, but hey, this could be the remainder of the cost that you're looking at. That's a good argument that's gonna make people say, well, I don't wanna absorb that cost. And then your strategy is 100% correct. I think you take that voter number that you're talking about, give yourself a buffer of 10 to 20% to say, this is who's gonna come out and vote. The folks that aren't gonna come out and vote, you want them to know about it,
On the other side.
but they're not the people that you're trying to chase after to say, look, you're gonna have a voice in this. Because the people who have a voice in it are the ones that continually show up at the polls over and over and committed to casting their vote. And I think your town hall is a great idea, just because it puts, not that you're trying to put him on the spot, but it's gonna put him on the spot to, hey, what does happen in this situation? Again, are you gonna refuse service? How will you bill it out? What happens if we continue at the rate I know you're still gonna propose, but if it fails, what happens if we continue that rate? Is it critical, I hate to say this, is it critical that we push to get that bigger number? Or is it, you're gonna absorb it anyway, so the fact that you're putting this pressure on us, it'll pass when the citizens decide they wanna pass it, which is what it's all about in the first place. So, and then last but not least, like I said, tell me what I can do. To me, I think it's vital that we make sure that the citizens are aware that we push to get it passed as best that we can. Sandy may be the one to answer this question, I don't know. What also happens if, let's say, what's the cost? I think it'd be a good question to ask the chief. What's the cost of, okay, our levy didn't pass. You still gonna provide us with fire service based on that 1.85? Can we sustain that?
They can.
And then okay, so then the next question for him, and maybe that's the town hall thing, who absorbs the cost of all the emergency service? Is that you'll individually bill for emergency service and you'll strictly use the 185 for fire?
You'll have to call a private squad, is what, the way I understood it. Like if they, isn't that the way you understood it? Like those private squad services, if you're if you need EMS, you call a private squad.
Here's what I wonder, and I know it's exactly where Nicole's gonna go with it. So there's an accident out here, and a non-Urbana Township resident is in it, and they bill that person. We'll say it's somebody from Springfield. And they say, you know what, they're not covered under this. We bill them, that whole soft billing that he talked about last month. If that's the case, my wife's having a heart attack, God forbid, and I call them and say, you know what, I need a squad here right away. Why would they not act with the same intents and purposes of what a private squad would do? They come anyways and then they bill me. I mean, why would I have to say, nope, you're gonna have to call, Robinette's squad service or whatever. No, I'm calling you, get out here and take my wife to hospital, and then if you bill me, you bill me.
Well, we don't even call them anyway. We call the dispatch.
Correct.
So the dispatch would then have to determine if we are township residents? I don't think
No,
that
it
would
depends
be-
on where the call's at, where the
Exactly.
call's coming from would be in the township. That's how they know who to dispatch.
I think if we ask him, and I don't know, but I think if we ask him, I think they're gonna come regardless.
Yeah.
And then they'll send that bill out.
Right.
Fire department will come, I don't think it's gonna be, they're gonna send
Yeah, they're not gonna take the
Fred's
time.
ambulance service, they're gonna say, you know what, we're gonna send the squad out, we'll deal with the billing later, we'll take care of the emergency, we'll take care of the person, and then they'll bill you individually if that's the case.
I don't know what the city rules are, if they're allowed to do that.
Yeah, I don't know how they would if they don't have a contract with us.
Yeah.
That I don't see how they would. I think I don't think they're gonna come. I could be wrong.
They're not
But
gonna-
why would it be any different than if we call 911 and the Urbana's not covering us, Mechanicsburg doesn't come, Johnson doesn't come, Moorfield doesn't come, German doesn't come. Why would Urbana be inclined to come? I don't know. I don't know that they'll come.
I don't think they would. I don't think they're obligated to.
Is it not just whoever's closest gets the call?
No.
No.
It's whoever you have your contract with.
Well, I think in my 5-minute time here, I'm gonna say this, that we need to have a town hall for sure, because I, as a citizen, want that question answered.
Yeah.
I don't wanna know, well, I think we're not gonna, are you coming or not, dude? Because if not, I need to figure out what I'm gonna do to make sure that my family's taken care of.
Yeah.
That's well
I
said.
wanted to know that too, like,
Yeah.
well, what if it doesn't pass? I mean, really, effectively, if it doesn't pass, we can try again. We probably have enough to last, the year. And even if we use our money like for half a year to get it on in the spring, we have enough to cover the half the year. But really, they don't have to provide us service. And I will be interested in if it's, let's say it's $200 a person, can you send them a check for $400 and they're gonna cover your house?
100%, that's another good question.
Yeah,
If that's the part that goes away and that's what they say their average cost is,
yeah,
then okay, if Blair decides, you know what, we don't have EMS service, I'll pay the $400.
Yeah.
100%.
yeah, like an
Personal.
insurance policy.
Personal point, when I called the squad and they took me to Urbana, and they didn't have a neurologist in Urbana, so they packed me up and sent me down to Springfield. That happy little ride was with a private,
Correct.
and it was $3,000.
Oh, yeah.
Correct.
Okay.
And EMS, Urbana is gonna take me to Urbana, regardless if I ask them to take me someplace that can
Correct.
help me.
And that's where I come in to say, I firmly believe, and I'm not disputing anybody here, I firmly believe they have an obligation in a safety or health emergency, they have to respond. They will take you to the nearest, it's kind of like calling AAA, I hate to say it. They may not take you to the place you want to get your car to, but they'll take you to the nearest service station. They're gonna come pick you up, they're gonna take you to Urbana, they're gonna drop you off. I don't think they can refuse to come. I don't think they can.
I don't know what's in the ORC.
And the reason I say that is if I call 911 and they say, well, your township doesn't have the money, guess what? We're not gonna come out and pick you up. And let's put the worst scenario out there, and I die, somebody's gonna be, I just don't, I think they will come, I honestly think they cannot refuse you treatment.
We need to
I
ask.
was told on the last contract by the last administrator, city's administrator, that if we decided not to renew with them, he would be more than glad to make sure that their city engines or the EMS and the fire department would not cross the city line. He told me that. And he was, I'm just telling, buddy,
No, I'm not,
Yeah,
I'm just saying, I find that hard to believe.
but I was told,
I believe he told you that, I'm just saying, his
And that might be
statement,
just
I
a
feel
bluff.
fine
City
hard to believe.
administrator?
that was,
Not
that
the
was,
chief.
Well, I
that was the
think
city
that-
administrator, and I didn't.
I don't think that the chief would want that, but I think that the chief's gonna be the one at the town hall, but he's not the one making those decisions, and,
That's
he
right.
gets in trouble, he got in trouble with them when he was trying to negotiate with us.
Right.
And, so I do think the chief has good intentions, but he only has so much say in what they do in there.
It's
I
really the city
understand what you're
council.
saying, I just don't know how you think that if, the only reason they come is because we don't have a contract with other fire things and they don't come. And they come because we have our contract with them. Just like Salem has West Liberty and Urbana, and Salem doesn't come, or West Liberty doesn't come to the part of Salem Township
That's
that's
right.
covered by Urbana. Urbana goes there. And they know they pay more for their Urbana coverage than they do their city coverage. I don't know.
Well,
Good.
I was just
I
saying,
wanna find
to
out.
bleed into that a little bit more, not to drag this out, but to bleed into that a little bit more, when my house goes up in flames and it's too much for Urbana to handle, they call Mechanicsburg and get mutual aid. Mechanicsburg has no obligation, they call St. Paris, they'll call Catawba. So, I mean, and they come, they don't go, well, no, we don't get paid by them, we're not gonna come up with a fire out. I think there has to be some precedent of some kind that says, we're not just gonna leave you sitting out there with the house on fire, and
Like the.
somebody trapped inside, or whatever.
Yeah.
But if they get called on mutual aid, if they are not needed, they don't pull their hoses.
I get
That's,
that.
yeah, so I'm just saying that it's more like a brotherhood thing to them to make sure that a fire doesn't overwhelm a department. A lot of times they will go. I've been told that from them also, and that someone made a comment, well, Urbana came from mutual aid, didn't do a thing. It's because they're there for mutual aid. I meant they only are gonna be used if the other departments.
Oh, I understand how it works.
Yeah.
I ran on that department up Catawba when I
Okay,
lived
well,
up
I'm
there.
sorry,
Yeah,
but-
no, I'm just
but-
saying, I understand how the mutual aid works. I understand it's a commitment to your outlying community. I get that completely. I'm just really struggling, and again, I'm not gonna keep kicking a dead horse. I'm just really struggling to think that they literally can refuse anyone's service. Now, what they can do to get the money from you later on, that's a whole different story.
It-
But I struggle to think that they're gonna leave my kid burning up in a house because, well, you called the wrong place. We're trying to find somebody that'll come take care of your house. You don't have a contract. I just struggle to believe that.
But-
Regardless of who says it.
They are going to, this was made clear to me also, because, buddy, I've argued this three ways to sideways with these guys. And I'm kidding, I went through call of them at, they're going to set their capacity for the people that are paying for their service. And if this township doesn't hire them, and them coming out to us because of fire or ambulance overcomes their capacity to serve the people that are paying for that, they're not gonna do it. That part I agree with 100%. They should never, we pay Urbana City to come get our residents. They better not be going to Mechanicsburg and picking someone up, and someone in Urbana Township dies because they're over in Mechanicsburg.
100%.
So that's what they say, that's how they can say they're gonna stop at that line. because our capacity is, we're not gonna be available to serve the people that pay us. And I kinda get that. Again, buddy, I'm not arguing with you.
No, you're
Some of
fine.
this stuff is finally
I-
dawned on me that, okay, that makes sense, I appreciate that.
I guess in my years of experience of, at least from the business world, if I want the answer, I'm gonna get it from the person that can give me the correct answer. And I'm not saying that, who'd you say, the city administrator?
See, Mr.
I'm not saying he's not the right guy, but,
Well, city council actually who makes the decision. So, I mean, our contract goes in front of the city council. The city council will either approve our contract or not.
I would want someone to tell me, this is the person that makes that decision, and I think it's in everyone's best interest. I'll attend the meeting, I don't care. Answer my question, what happens if what's the, we'll call it now, PPA mode. What's my situation here? If this goes away, what's it gonna do for my community? That's the question I want answered, because I don't wanna hear it from somebody that I don't know is the right person to give me the right facts.
Would Jane know and have the legal perspective?
You guys, it comes down to who's paying, it comes down, who decides on the contract is the city council. Yeah, I mean, it's, I don't think the city council's gonna come to our town, our town hall.
Don't expect it
But
to.
maybe the administrator will.
What I'm saying is, tell me if you want me to do this as a concerned citizen of Urbana Township, I'll go to the council meeting and ask
Yeah.
that question. But I'm not gonna go to a council meeting and ask a question to somebody that can't. I wanna know who can give us that answer.
Yeah,
I wanna hear it from somebody that truly is the person that puts the final stamp on it. A
well,
lot of people tell you stuff that ain't true. My mom and dad used to tell me if I played with fire, I'd pee the bed. That never happened. So I don't believe everything I hear. I wanna hear it from someone who knows what, or that puts that final stamp of approval.
well, you bring up a good point. Those are all good questions. I'll start that process right now.
Tell me what you need from me, bro.
Yeah, buddy, trust me, I'll jump on you. I will. Thank you.
That's all I have, guys.
Yeah, good information. Great discussion, everybody. Honestly. If there's no other further business, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
Some,
All right.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn the meeting. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And
Before the
no-
camera,
no one's
goes
opposed.
off,